Hi guys, morning. So finally get a chance to shoot our van tour. So this is Shaggy, our 1981 Volkswagen Type 25, and he's a Devon conversion. So he's got a side elevating pop top roof with like a double bunk upstairs. So I ended up in the roof, but it's more like a comfortable single. He's currently MOT'd and taxed, and obviously all good, but he has quite a problem with his engine, which I don't know if you can see in there, but we were lucky enough to make it to Camp Quirky earlier on in the year, which is a phenomenal weekend. If you haven't been and you're into the van life scene and everything that goes with it, go to Camp Quirky. An unbelievable atmosphere, superb vibe, just a really great weekend. I mean, you got to experience it to understand what we mean, but if you're anywhere close to it where it's going to be, then by all means go. So we were able to get to Camp Quirky, and he was sort of struggling a little bit. We've had a few various issues along the way with like a hot start, slow cranking of the engine. But we got him back from Camp Quirky and we tried to basically find out what was going on. Anyway, long story short, that engine has had it. So we've had that rebuilt by a couple of local specialists. I won't name and shame, but unfortunately it looks like we've had a whole new engine built around a pretty poor original engine. So we've got it booked in about a month from now to get a new engine put in, and it will then be up and running. Hopefully it'll be firing on all cylinders. Pardon the pun, but we're just looking for to be able to climb hills and drive places, because obviously we've got a European trip planned and we don't want to be struggling really. I know he's not going to ever be setting any land speed records, but we just want to be able to drive him properly and experience what's going on. So just give you a quick tour of the van. I'll just flip the camera around. It's obviously the driver's seats, right-hand drive, although most of our other campers, our VWs, are left-hand drive. We've got a little magnet collection there, which we tend to try and get a magnet from the places we've visited, most places, and stickers and stuff. There's a Camp Quirky sticker and Explorer Buddies, shout out to them. So yeah, we tend to get all that stuff kind of done. A new little unit which I built a little while ago, which I've seen somebody might see on Instagram, just took a little bit of got a few bits and pieces in it. Has a few bits, but now we are thinking that because this is the original 1980s interior, that we'll end up probably going to revamp this completely. Basically, the biggest issue we've got is that the bed isn't really big enough for both of us. So Sharon normally sleeps down here, I'm upstairs. But if it's cold, or we'd rather just be able to sleep down in one area and use the roof space for something different, storage mainly when we're parked up. So we're going to rebuild this from scratch, and probably just completely change the layout. So, but there'll be a van build series to come as and when we start. In terms of his bodywork, not too bad for a Type 25. Some rust around doors, which we've dealt with, and other bits and pieces. The sill underneath the door there needs to be done, which we managed to squeeze out for an MOT this year. But the majority of the work is good. I'm going to put a nice light bar in this, because he was originally a water-cooled bus, but we've now converted him, or he was converted before we bought him, to air. So we're going to put a light bar in here. It's a little repair I've done to the door. Just thought it looked pretty cool, but it was just to cover up some rust that was on the door. All of this side has been done, so all the rot was all done last year. So it what turned into be basically along this line at the bottom, which should have been a seal, inner and outer seal, turned out to be pretty much from this point all the way to the back. It was all new. So yeah, to say we're pretty invested is an understatement. But he's just created so many memories for us since we've owned him, and we picked him up really cheap. So we're happy to put the money in. Plus, because we've got other Volkswagens, we're really into the scene, and the whole van life's changed it completely. Here is the offending article. So lots of investigation. Basically, you've got low compression in cylinders 2 and 4. It's had a new starter motor, various bits and pieces done. The carburetor conversion was done when we had the engine built, but unfortunately, with the conclusion we've come to is that the cam is worn and it isn't opening the valves fully on cylinders 2 and 4, and we're getting low compression. When we put we've done the wet test, done the leak test, and all that stuff, and that just seems to make a difference. So various people have looked at it, and that's the conclusion. So we are going to cut our losses, and we are going to go to a professional and have a brand new engine fitted in about 30 days time, from somewhere around there. So currently running a twin exhaust, which has got a lovely sound but rusts really quickly. Okay, so just head outside so I can get close. So there he is with his roof up. So as you can see, nice bit of space, side elevating, one clip here, one clip inside here, and then he opens up to give you a nice bit of space. So this part here slides this way and hooks up with this and gives you the nice, like a nice size width. Now unfortunately, like most people I guess, we're used to a nice big bed in our bedroom, so this is a little bit claustrophobic, but we're getting there. That's what we want to change, to have a nice full width bed downstairs. So when we change this area around, we're going to gain about this much extra space for our bed. So that's the plan. Unfortunately, when the roof's down, there isn't a great deal of storage opportunity up here because it's such a tight fit, and with this foam in and the board underneath, it does come down pretty tight. So yeah, it makes it all a little bit awkward, but it's good. When we're parked up, we can use this space for storage, for various bits and pieces. Plus, obviously, if one of us is sick and or hot or whatever, we don't want to sleep together or whatever, we have always got a spare bed, which is nice. So yeah, we're in the process of hibernating and changing everything. There's a roof vent, which obviously over the sort of main cooking area, which again we're going to just move slightly to here, slightly bigger burner, so we'll still get the benefit of the vent plus this window is going to become an original louvered window, so it'll be able to open for more ventilation, because it does get a little bit warm in the back here because you've only got the two front windows that open. So that's pretty much it. That's sort of Vantor as we are at the moment. The plan we've got is that we will go to, the engine goes in somewhere around the 16th of September, and we'll get the new engine put in. Then we're going to bring the van back from that, and we've got to do like a 500-mile sort of shakedown to make sure the engine's all good, and actually go back for a service. So we're going to do that, and then once that comes back, to do that, we're going to probably go to one of our favourite places in Norfolk, which is Breck Farm. If you haven't been there before, check it out. It's a lovely campsite on a converted farm. Still a working farm, but loads of space, very chilled out, a lovely spot, and we've camped there a lot of times. Once we've done that, then we're going to bring the van back and then make sure the engine's all good, and then we're going to completely gut the interior. Rock and roll bed's coming out. The original interior is going to come out. Yeah, I know it's unfortunately for the purists, it's going to diminish it a little bit, but we just need it to be different storage for us, especially if we're going to be living in the van for a year or so, touring Europe. Then obviously it needs to be something like that. So we're going to gut the interior, rebuild a whole new one, loads of extra storage, and then yeah, we're probably going to be up and running. So watch this space for the tour builds. I'll update you when the van goes to have the engine done. We'll document all that, and yeah, fingers crossed it'll be a decent journey with a great outcome, because we can't afford or don't want to go for another poor engine. So we'll catch you in the next video.